Kiera. Kiera? Can you hear me? I cannot see you. I cannot hear you. Kiera?
Boa tarde, irmão.
Okay, I can hear you. Can I see
Tudo
you?
bem lá?
Tudo bem. Esse português está cada vez melhor, pá.
Epa!
Muito bem.
Estou a praticar todos os dias com as pessoas lá na embaixada, porque estamos a coordenar com o, como se diz, o programa Residência Artística. Por isso.
Pá, muito bom, pá. Muito, mas grande evolução, pá. Não estava nada à espera de falar assim contigo. Olha, but let's speak in English just because most of the public is not actually it's not Portuguese. It became a quite international this project. And how are you? Where are you? Long time no see, eh?
I'm pretty good. I was out in Mariana for almost 2 years due to the COVID and then all this political tension here. And then only got back here starting last month, but then back and forth again, because I have this project up and running in Mariana. Remember the project I talked about, the school?
The big project of Insight.
Yeah, I got to start the business to support the project. So I don't have funding. That's why I'm doing that. I'm doing small business, cafe, bar, and restaurant, all those kind of things.
Beautiful. I've seen some of the pictures you post, and it's beautiful.
Right.
The place is super beautiful. Congratulations, my friend.
Thank you, bro.
You have a very strong soul, but it's very beautiful to see how your projects they push like trees, pa.
Well, we gotta start something, you know. You have to start something.
You are in Dili now?
I am.
How is the music studio there? How is everything there? How is the orchestra?
It's up and running again after all this vaccine start to flew around the country. People, got vaccinated, and then the situation sort of back to normal kind of thing. So the course start again. The studio, we revitalize our program again, and well, we've just done the Músicas da Resistência. It will be out soon. So it's in a cooperation with the Centro Nacional Chega. But that's so far one of the project, and we're thinking of restarting all the activities again. So that's one of the target, and we are working on the project with Kultural. You know Kultural, right?
Kultural, yeah. CPLP,
so hopefully
Europeans.
Yeah, it's Foundation Gulbenkian with the EU under Instituto Camões in the Embaixada Portuguesa in Dili. So hopefully, finger crossed, if you get this, then we will start our como se diz, open stage, music open stage at the front beach.
You're going
we
to
did before.
The set is there. The stage is there in the beach.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. So we are getting a bit of fun to, you know, refurbish the space and put up the stage, proper stage and the sound, and hopefully a small cafe, so that we can make a bit of fundraising to support our operational cost. Otherwise, the BFR will be fully remain dependent with Insight, not independent yet. So we try to make BFR as independent as we can.
That's good. That's good. Look, how is going to be the celebrations of the?
That's.
How are you thinking about the celebrations of 20 years of independence? It's next year, 2022, no?
It was fun, man. We got the students. Yeah, it was fun. We on 2019 we have this show that organized by Shanana, Avo Shanana. So we got all the students perform the orchestra. So that was
that
one
was
of the
that was for the 20 years of referendum.
Yes.
And now for the elections, are you going to do anything in 2022?
No idea yet. Probably, yeah. It's really depends. It's quite political. It's a bit tension here between the politicians. So I'm not. I don't know, man. It's too far to predict.
Okay.
But what I would like to focus is to get BFR up and running again.
Look, you told me once that you would love to have Chutes e Pontapés and Resistência, the bands.
Oh man,
there. What more do you have in mind that could come from Portugal to celebrate that 20 years, for example?
Oh, I don't know, man. You know, I thought I could do it on the 2019 when we have this thing, but you know, it could. You know, this is what we're trying to do here now, is that looking at the small possibilities around us to build our relationship with others, especially with Embaixada Portuguesa, Instituto Camões, and possible with Fundação Gulbenkian. And you know, if we receive some trust that we can convince to set up this kind of support, I would love, you know, man. Chutes e Pontapés has done a lot. Rui Veloso, you know, all these Portuguese musicians that the government didn't have the time or no intention to bring these guys down here.
Didn't have the time.
As a way.
It's been quite complicated. I can see how complicated it is to set up a country from almost zero. You know, like it's really a burning country.
Yeah. So. True, but again, we have all this privilege of support from around the world, and I think at one stage the leaders failed to you know, unifying their ideas and effort. So each of them, you know, thinking of their own ego and looking at what one of them can do while the other is doing something against. It's quite counterproductive here with all leaders. But anyway, we leave that aside. I think what I want to do more is to get this young generation, the musicians, on track by doing good things for the country. Use music as a tool for education, for development, for, you know, peace building, those kind of stuff. And to do that, you know, instead of the government lead, we lead, the young generation lead this art side especially in relation to music. So that's a goal that I'm looking at. And if we can convince, you were there, Ricardo, you were there, and we rely on you for more support. And we are continuing looking at other support from other colleagues. And if we can collaborate for next year, with or without the government, I think we could still offer something for the 20 years of restoration.
Let's do that. Let's do that. It's very important what you're saying here right now. The last time I was with you, you were leaving to one of the islands there in the Pacific because you were doing some presentation. Where it was that I don't remember. It was in
It was in Bandung. Sorry, it was in Ambon.
Oh, okay.
It's part of Indonesia. It's a small island. They also have so many talented artists. They contribute a lot of artists to Indonesian, in the metropolitan in Jakarta. So, and they invited me for 2 occasions already. One is for their first music conference. That's the first ever conference after 75 or 76 years of independence. They only have one first music conference. And then the second invitation was bringing the colleagues and students from Berliku Vanurai, performing the traditional songs with traditional instruments at the International Bamboo Music Festival. So those are a great time that I do work with my colleagues and showing something there.
Can you speak me a little bit back in the times of Five of the Orient?
Cinco de Oriente, is it the junior or the senior one?
Well, if you can explain me just a little bit of that story of the two of them, the old one and the new one, how that's born, how that goes, how that.
Cinco de Oriente was born during the resistance period, and it is one of the quite famous band in the country, and they're contributing a lot to the spirituality of resistance. And some of them got killed during the invasion time. We've got, I think, 2 of them got killed, and only 3 remains. But then recently, I think 1 or 2 years ago, the other one passed away. And last year, I think the latest keyboardist, Sr. Toto Lebre, was also passed away. And I think they're all gone. But the memory of the band is, quite strong here. People still talking about them. Not the junior one, the senior one, because the resistance spirit was so strong with the band, how they expressed the feeling of self-determination with their songs, and they are quite respected. But then, this junior one came because of the remembrance. They want to preserve the spirit of the Cinco de Oriente by having the name, and they do quite well, even though they still exist. But I think slowly wipe away by the newborn music generation. But somehow they still exist with their old type of songs and musics, and they're still performing. Yeah, they're still performing.
This album that you are now doing with the musics of resistance have a few of those musics have a new generation of musicians. How are you doing this new album, this new project?
It is not our project. It is CNC, Centro Nacional Chega. There are independent institution that working on truth and under recommendation of Truth and Reconciliation Commission. So they try to preserve all these memory of the struggle, including songs of the resistance. I don't know whether they have certain songs from Cinco de Oriente, but they're quite, this is an ongoing project. They're only recording 10 songs at the moment. And I think they're looking at having 50 songs to be recorded. I think the next project will include it, of course. But one already that I remember one was included were, I think, Maria. This is a song written by Sr. Agustinho Muniz. He lived in Melbourne, I think, or Canberra for almost 40 years during the occupation. And he wrote these songs as part of the struggle song with lots of metaphor in it. But then, yeah, as I said, I'm not quite sure whether Cinco de Oriente song is in it, but it will be coming probably with the next recording. Of course, I think one of the well-known song, Por Ti, Timor, I think written by Mauminto de Deus, who lived in Lisboa at the moment. I think his song is in the album.
Okay. Okay. Nice to know. Look, another thing that I'm curious, I know that you had this huge monsoon and that the city got quite destroyed. How is your equipment? Do you still have the capacity to set up some stages? How many stages you can set up? How is your production parts? How is that warehouse? Did you get affected with that? Is everything okay? Your equipment is okay?
It's quite safe with the equipment, with the stages. We have only a small problem on the front beach side where we have the open stage acoustic that run every Saturday. That was a bit washed by the flood, but that is a project that we are going to rebuild with a fund from hopefully from Kultural, if we succeed. We are in the fourth stage of evaluation process in completing all these legal documents, etc. I can't really say much, but I was hoping because we already thought over this last week that I'm here with the musicians. We have one other friend coming in, Kailimak, who used to live in Portugal over maybe 20, 30 years. He's a jazz player. He's a great, he's a great jazz player.
From Hot Club of Lisbon. Yeah. Kai, it's good to know that you're working.
Nova, I think he's coming from University Nova, Lisboa. Yeah. So he's here with us, and we're discussing more about how can we collaborate in progressing more actions on music and combining all this thought about traditional, contemporary, jazz and classic, etc. So finger crossed again. If no COVID coming back here hitting us next year, we will probably be more productive. And I think if we are going to say we do this Shooter Spontape or whoever comes down next year, I think we could easily host them. We have enough sounds and stage, and we can still pull out more support from other colleagues. If we have a good intention to do it for the country, I think other people will support.
Okay, great. that's a great message. Kiera, I don't take you any more time, but I love to see you. I love to see you. Can we speak again later with out of the Consolidar program, just to catch up with some memories and to see you, friend, because it's very good to see you. Is everything okay with your family during the COVID? You didn't have loss. Everybody was okay from your family?
Yeah, we are a bit lucky because when the pandemic started, I decided to take all my family isolated in a farm. Over 2 years, we only came out recently, so we are quite safe in terms of family. Of course, we left. I left the studio. I left the music center a bit unorganized. So at the moment, I'm coming back to sort of rehabilitate some of the parts of the house and regain the spirit to restart all these activities with colleagues. One thing, Ricardo, I was thinking out loud here. We are looking at doing the artistic residence in Germany next year. Not necessarily students, they are musicians, 6 musicians from BFR. Also, we will be raising our own fund to go with the students, with the musicians. Probably will be between 8 to 12 musicians to go. I can show you already. Eka is coming. He will, if we succeed, he'll probably go. There's another guy from Maliana, a friend. I have 2 other colleagues here. He's the music teachers. This guy is sitting here, working on. So we all, if we succeed of getting support from Pro Cultura, we will be going to Germany for 3 weeks to 5 weeks, possibly 6 weeks. And then after that, we are thinking of doing a tour, music concert touring around Germany. I was discussing this idea with a friend of mine in Germany. He is the guy, Mang Adrian Warun from Orchestra der Kultural. He will be assisting us in hosting the tour around Germany. So I'm thinking of you, if there's any possibility of getting us down to either Portugal or France for, a community down there, that would be great. And we can now thinking about how to raise fund for the trip, for the travel. And the idea of the tour will be to raise money for our future music school.
I will keep on networking, and now with this interview, I can put you in contact with some institutions and some people, both in Portugal, in France, but also in Germany. I actually, before we started our conversation, I was speaking with Klaus. He's a very interesting person, a teacher in Germany, very connected to culture also in Germany. With all these people by showing this interview and putting in the structure of this interview your contact, so that you can easily be contact in case of disponibility of these people to help you or to get involved with this process, because there is a lot of people very interested in helping the thing to get in a flux, in a continuity, in an exchange. So let's keep on, and let's keep on resisting. That is basic life. and you get to resist all our
Resistir es vencer.
But it's so good to see you, man. I was really missing you. I miss arriving to your house in the morning, been taking my coffee, speaking a little bit, doing some music in your studio. It's I miss you a lot. I miss being there.
You should come back then. You should
I'll
come back then.
as soon as they open these tracks again. I will be there. I will appear again.
Sure, Mo. Yeah. Love
So
to see you here again.
How's Maliana? You've been there during the confinement. How's the project that? How is it going inside? You have to set up the business, but in the meanwhile, I saw the restaurant is beautiful. You made a beautiful work. I don't know if the grocery and the part of the cafe is already done. How is it going? The agriculture, all the things.
It's a complex project towards the building of the alternative school for children of the farmers. And in 2018, I was going to Germany looking for funding. I didn't succeed of getting any. And I think instead of waiting for funding, I will do something with my own saving from my work. So I started the cafe and bar already. The restaurant is ongoing, but then due to demand, I started my cottages. So I have so far intended to build 8 cottages, 4 for singles, 4 for families. But you know, there's a lot of constraints in doing that. So far I can only do 4 single cottages. The thing is also because I'm using absolutely local materials. So it's wood, local wood, local grass, and local rocks for the construction. So everything.
Clay? Do you have clay there?
We do have clay, but I'm not using that at the moment for the next construction. My restaurant is actually using clay. But the cottages are fully
because when I came out in 2018, I actually developed with some architects a very interesting model based on your traditional architecture that calls UMA, modular unity of habitation, but he has your name, the UMA name, but they transform it into a sigla. And I'm trying by the University also of Coimbra, that now I've been studying there back to university now for the PhD, we are working on risk and on territory planning, and we developed these houses that maybe.
Interesting.
We can speak also later about the possibility of implementing some of these houses in Maliana with you, and like that, getting some funds for these habitations to be built. You know.
Oh, this is. You're more than welcome to do that, Ricardo.
Yeah, no, it's funny because now that you were talking about that part of the project, it's interesting because actually we have something to contribute to that. You know. Let me check also that. Yeah. So it's good to know all this news. It's very good to see you. I leave you now because I see that you need to start to work.
Good to see you.
But health to everybody. And thank you for calling, Pa. Thank you for calling this morning. It's good. It was the moment.
Oh, thank you, man. Say hello to your family. Say hello to your family.
Also, health for all your family and for your
and hug to your body.
Thank you.
Sure, man.
Até já.
Abraço.
Até já. Forte abraço.
Forte abraço. Até já.
Até já, irmão.
Bye bye.